from Toledo, concentrating on his professional development. He's opposite Miljan Rovcanin for this, the 12th fight of his career. Here's Mark Sherman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you by Holden Boxing and by Boost Mobile. Money is power. This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. Our judges at ringside: Henry Ellick, Chris Ritter, and David Sutherland. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Mark Nelson. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 230.6 pounds, wearing gold trunks with black and red trim. His record, 24 victories with only 2 defeats, 16 victories coming by way of knockout. From Belgrade, Serbia, Miljan, the Serbian stallion, Rovcanin! Introducing out of the red corner, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He weighed in at 241.4 pounds, wearing baby blue trunks with white trim. His record, a perfect one. 11 fights, 11 wins. 11 wins, all by knockout. From Toledo, Ohio, Jared, the real big baby, Anderson!
And a half total rounds.
Coach.
He has 5 first-round knockouts.
You had your instructions.
He has 3 in the
both know what
second.
I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up. Good luck.
Timmy, he's coming off a 259-day layoff, career-long layoff for Jared Anderson. He was lined up to fight possibly on the April Tyson Fury Dillian White Wembley Stadium fight. Said, would have been a big deal. Everything happens for a reason. It wasn't my time. There's been talk of a hand injury he's dealing with. He didn't want to talk about that at all. Bottom line, 259 days away. What do you expect?
Well, we're going to find out in this first round if there's any ring rust from Jared Anderson. A lot of times it's physical, mental, and emotional stress. But he likes the lights, so I'm not worried about that. Tess, just look for it. If you see Anderson missing the target often, that's ring rust.
Naturally left-handed is Jared Anderson. He's holding that southpaw stance right now.
Yeah, but he likes to fight from the orthodox
Yes, he
stance,
does.
but he can do both. He's fluent. He's basically a middleweight in a heavyweight body.
Always talks about the fact that he believes he gets better every time out, and already considered the top heavyweight prospect in the sport. 78.5-inch reach. You saw him probing with that jab to the body. Rovcanin making his U.S. debut, arrived here in Oklahoma a week ago. Comes sweeping in with a wide right hand against Jared Anderson.
See Rovcanin doing a good job using his feet to create angles. Encountering Jared. Jared's keeping his head on the line. Jared has to move his head off that line so it don't continue to get hit.
Now from that orthodox stance, you see him putting out that long left jab, going to the body consistently with it. His last fight was December 11th. That was in New York. That was underneath Vasily Lomachenko and Richard Comey. Comey, who is moments away from fighting in the main event here. That was a second-round thudding combination that finished off Alexander Teslenko.
Tess, I don't see a whole lot of ring rust from Anderson. He's already making way with the right hand. Not only is his jab starting to land, his right hand, his power shots are starting to land.
Rovcanin just getting out of the way of that right hand. Rovcanin Last loss was in 2018. His 2 losses in his career. He's won 5 straight since then. But the opponents have upside-down records. A record of 53, 72, and 2 for those 5 wins. Anderson getting a little rough on the inside and forcing back Rovcanin's head.
Beautiful, nice, stiff jab from Anderson.
Right back to it. Snapping it out. Switching stances as well. So he's back from the long layoff as Jared Anderson. Let's check in with Mark Kriegel. Mark?
You know, fellas, it was in fact a hand injury that kept him out. He doesn't like talking about it, but judging from that first round, Timmy, yes, you're right. He's back. That right hand is fine. And what we're seeing here is a guy who's really an anomaly when it comes to American heavyweights. He didn't fail at football or basketball. He's been in this game since the beginning, since his childhood. He's honed his skills so they become like instinct. And that's what you need at the highest level of this heavyweight division. Guys like Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. It's not so much about power, which he has, but mostly it's about skill.
That is the big difference. You don't want to be a late starter to the game, and you see the difference when you see the top 2 undefeated heavyweights in the world, Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. Of course, so much talk now about what will be the undisputed heavyweight championship fight between these two, Usyk and Fury, that many expect to be in the first half of 2023 for a record-setting amount of money. Round number 2 in that first round, Anderson had a 19-9 connect advantage. He threw 39 jabs. Rovcanin trying to surge ahead and sweep with that left hand.
Rovcanin, he's doing a good job in making the fight very awkward for Anderson. He's moving when he has to. Every now and then he'll sneak and try to counter.
Returns fire on the inside.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what he needs to do. Because Anderson, once Anderson punches, he stays there. He stays in place. He doesn't move his position.
Rovcanin trying to be the aggressor with Jared Anderson's back up against the ropes. Born and raised in Belgrade, Serbia, was pursuing a tennis career. Oh, on the break. Mark Nelson had called for the break there.
Stay there.
And the mouthpiece came out.
It's a little frustration.
Zlato Turkovic, here it is.
Let's go.
See that short little right hand when Nelson called for the break, just a slap away to get rid of the mouthpiece. I mentioned Rovcanin was a tennis player until he was 16 years old. But his father was a heavyweight boxer, Martin Rovcanin. In fact, Martin, his father, at 51 years old, had a fight this past year.
51 years old, having fights.
This is his 28-year-old son in here against Jared Anderson.
Rovcanin, you can see his instincts. He definitely knows what he's doing inside the ring. And he's not here to lay down. He's actually in there trying to fight and win. He's not spooked by Anderson like a lot of his opponents that get in the ring with him.
Hey, you're going to travel this far, you're going to take on this kind of challenge, you may as well go for it, right?
That's what you're in there to do, Tess. You're in there to win.
Of course, in this division, we've seen it through the years with intimidators like Jared Anderson who are at this stage of their career. There are guys who have lost the fight before the opening bell against opponents like that.
Okay, break. I got it. Stop.
He's trying to be as game as could be. Body work from Anderson and return fire from Rovcanin.
It's a matter of time, Tess. What's going to happen is that Rovcanin, he's going to tire out a bit. That pressure that Anderson putting on him is starting to wear. You're starting to see his technique starting to go by the wayside, and Anderson is starting to land.
How about the work to the body with the left hand?
That's the breakdown process.
As it continues. Oh! Digs in, just step to it instead of going with the jab. He just turned it over on the inside, that short little underneath hook to the body, and now 1-2. And as you can see, Anderson here in the final minute of round number 2 taking complete control. Another big body shot. damaging left hand comes in. And a knockdown scored in the final seconds of round number 2.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What a beatdown. Another knockout victory for Jared Anderson.
Too fluent, Tess. Too easy.
He made up his mind about halfway through the second round that he was going to hit the accelerator, Timmy. He started going to the body, and then all of a sudden placed a little bit upstairs, and goodbye, Miljan Rovcanin.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The body shots are definitely wore down Rovcanin sooner than expected. But Rovcanin was game, but Anderson was just better tonight, honestly. All the way across the board. He's so smooth with his offense, so aware inside the ring. Like Mark said, he has honed his skill since he was a little boy. This isn't a basketball player or football player turned boxer. No, this is the naturally born fighter.
Let's take a look at the replay at the guy who is universally considered the #1 heavyweight prospect in the world, Jared Anderson.
Now, this is pretty much target practice right there. You see Rovcanin trying to block that body work, but Jared Anderson locating the head. Once you go down to the body, you get your opponent protecting his body, the head definitely will be open. Nice short tight left hook right there on the inside from Anderson. And then the follow-up, the fact that he can fight from any position, it doesn't matter which way his opponent goes. He never has his back to his opponent because he can fight from the southpaw stance in any position. There he is in the southpaw position. Beautiful skinny left or skinny right down the middle right there. There it is, skinny right, boom. Beautiful shot right there from Jared Anderson to end the night.
And then you see all the young prospects watching. You see Keyshawn Davis and Tyler Johnson, Dante Benjamin, Richard Torres ringside. It's Keyshawn Davis. Now, I found it interesting, and I'm going to ask you this right after we get the official particulars, to see the young guys reacting to Jared Anderson, the 22-year-old who everybody is touting as the next great heavyweight. Let's make it official.
Inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, this bout comes to a conclusion at 3 minutes of round number 2. For your winner by knockout, Jared, the real big baby Anderson!
So Jared Anderson is 13-0. Now, I love that shot, the celebration shot by all the other young prospects in the game. The other top prospects are here ringside. You saw Keyshawn Davis there. Timmy, I know you sit there and you put together your list time and again of stamping who the best can't-miss blue-chip prospects are. And you have seen Jared Anderson now throughout his young career. You say Jared Anderson, he has that #1 next to his name.
There's no doubt about it. You know, like I said, he is cut from a different cloth. He was young. He started in the gym at a young age. And his size. I mean, yes, some would say he's undersized. I don't think he's not. I think he's at the perfect size. You know, he has the speed. He's agile. He can move. He can switch hit. He has punching power, as you can see. He knows how to systematically break these big guys down. That's the reason why I say he's going to be #1 in the world one day.
Only in the day and age of Tyson Fury do we look at 6'4", 241 and have some people say, yeah, undersized. But this is how he did it with the second round knockout. Mark Kriegel.
You know, until tonight, we've gotten used to Anderson's elaborate ring walks, and they've been a welcome diversion, but they're also camouflage for what's really there, for all his ability. And you saw this on the break. He's got his own pain and his own anger. He's got a mean streak.
He sure does. And right now, he has 12 knockout victims. Bernardo.
December 2021 was the last time we saw you inside the ring. How did you feel after those 9 months off?
The most relaxed ever. As you can see, I was very calm. I was very patient. Actually, he was more nervous than I was, as usual, though. I felt very relaxed. Pretty much the most relaxed I've ever been. So
We saw you come out in the southpaw stand just like you did last time around, and then once you had a little bit of success, you switched to the orthodox stance. What's that all about?
I don't think he had any success. I think I didn't have any success on my end, and that was why we switched. I heard my coach tell me to switch, and I listened to him, as always. So that was really the reason why I switched again.
We talked about body shots in our fighter meetings. How key was that to setting up the knockout?
It was everything about it. It was the reason for the knockout to me, because he slowed down, his hands came down, and that was what executed the knockout.
Before he came to the United States for his debut, he was sparring Filip Ergovic, the #1 IBF contender. What is the next step for Jared Anderson? I know that's a name you've thrown around.
Call him out. I would really love that fight. Being realistically, we don't know how far we are from that fight, but I would love that fight. Filip Ergovic, anybody in the top 10 of the IBF, WBO, WBC. We're just looking to get some bigger names. Everybody keep asking for bigger fights, and we would love to have those bigger fights.
I know you want the activity, especially after being away from the ring. Will we see you in December, or what's next for you?
Just expect to see me real soon, and never to see me out of the gym.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Jared Anderson with the big win, Joe.
He can take his time. Listen, Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, the two undefeated heavyweight champions, will produce an undisputed heavyweight champion in 2023. And then Jared hopes he can have his turn at the throne. We have our main event coming up in moments. The two former champions, Jose Pedraza